Why have you asked to meet me here? I could raise my sword at any moment, you know.
I am aware, but I understand why you did it. And I know you have no reason to attack me. Not anymore.
It doesn't matter. I'll never deserve your trust again.
Tell me, Humorous. Do you remember this?
I can't believe you're still holding on to that.
Why wouldn't I be? These flowers you pressed bring me straight back to the day I left Albion. You gave them to me as a symbol of our friendship, and asked me never to forget about you.
It was all I could do to get you to stop crying.
Yes, and it didn't work. Your shoulder was practically drenched with tears, and a bit of snot as well.
That was a long time ago.
Even still, whenever I felt lonely, I'd look at these flowers, and it was like you were right there next to me. I've been blessed with a great many companions since that day, but I've never once considered getting rid of them. No matter how far apart we may be, you'll always be a dear friend, Humorous.
Scarlet,
Come with us. Please.
How can you say that after what I've done? I tried to betray you, to hand you off to Zenoira.
Perhaps, but that's all in the past now. So come. We've shed enough tears in this garden to last us a lifetime.
Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as you please. Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as you please. Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as you please.
Hold! Your banners do not fly Zenoiran colors. And I cannot permit a band of armed civilians to pass without cause. Pronounce yourselves.
My name is Elaine, and we march with the Liberation Army. Our fight is one to free the peoples of this land and wrest our home from Zenoira's tyrannical clutches. You ought not have any quarrel with us. Please, stand by our side in the battles to come.
Your identities are made plain then. But it appears there's been a misunderstanding. Albion has ceded its lands to our new emperor, Galerius. You stand on Zenoiran territory now. And not a soul among us desires liberation.
How can that be?
Sir Elaine, if you truly seek no quarrel with us, then leave this place. I will claim I saw nothing. But know, when next your gauntlets rap at our gates, you'll find neither mercy nor hesitation. Now, be gone.
Our scout has returned, Your Highness. It would seem conditions in the city are less than ideal.
Forget about valuables. The houses I saw barely had any food. These people are doing all they can just to scrape by.
Heavy taxation has left the populace with scarcely enough to eat, let alone stock their larders. And those who succumb to hunger or cold are left in the mud to await their inevitable ends. They crave freedom. Desperately so.
Quite the contradiction, given the words of that knight earlier. And yet, he didn't seem to be one for deceit.
Not without reason, perhaps. But it's possible we lack the full scope of the situation.
Indeed. In any case, we cannot overlook the plight of these people. Come, we march at once. be ours.
I'll ride any distance.
We march. The path is set. You face me. A fine bout. Onward.
I may be outmatched. Merely say the word. To the stables.
I enter the fray. Revel with me in the waltz of wills. My blade shall strike true. Revel with me in the waltz of wills. Do try to impress me.
'Tis my undying spirit which drives me forth.
In his royal name.
What folly.
There is time yet to claim victory.
Revel with me in the waltz of
A
wills.
little closer to my
We
former
march to the
strength.
very end.
Come then. Well fought. The time is at hand. The path is... Time is no friend to us now. Your villainy ends here.
Just keep getting tougher.
Victory grows ever closer.
An impressive show of strength, Sir Elaine.
Tell me, Fedokia, why did you lie to us? Your people surely seek respite from the suffering of Zenoiran rule.
You have the wrong of it. When the Empire came forth and began violating our land, I fought back with every ounce of my being. I was prepared to oppose their rule until our final soldier fell, as were my people. They stood by me and risked their very lives in defending this sacred ground. But 6 months passed, and then a year. The pain of a citizenry besieged grew fiercer and fiercer, until at last there came the breaking point. On that day, my own subjects kidnapped my son and demanded we lay down our arms.
That's horrible.
Yet it only worsened from there. By Zenoiran orders, they massacred my child and offered his corpse as a sacrifice to our new masters.
Barbarians!
I was well prepared to follow him beyond the veil of death, but Zenoira had no interest in executing me. They chose to leave me in power, to exploit my rage and my despair for their own nefarious purposes. So, I bent to the will of my people, and the path they chose to walk was that of subjugation.
Lord Fedokia. You might not realize this, but we've met before. Years ago when I was just a young girl. Your son and I were quite close, in fact. As for you, I remember a man of great integrity, great warmth. And though we were too young to understand much of it, you spoke often of the true makings of a lord, of the love such a role requires.
Yes, I recognize you now. You have grown so much since I saw you last. The time has finally come to see my son once again.
Not while you can still honor his memory. If you...
Welcome to my humble store. Look around as much as you please.
According to the captives, all decisions regarding the deployment of soldiers come directly from the Pontifex himself.
Yet, Galerius claimed the man was dead.
The Pontificate is a hereditary station, meaning the next in line takes the mitre when their forebear passes. Thus, we can almost assuredly assume an heir has ascended to the role.
I don't believe that's likely.
Then perhaps Galerius was lying. Such simple deception is far from beneath him.
Hey, not to butt in, but... Isn't Scarlet supposed to be the new Pontifex?
Why would you think such a thing?
Well, the two of you have been acting real weird ever since we got to Albion. I was gonna come ask why when I overheard you talking about it. Sorry, I wasn't trying to pry.
Does he speak true?
He does. I'm sorry for hiding it from you all. Pontifex Errant only has one descendant, and that's me.
How long have you known, Elaine?
Since the Sanctuary in Cornea. In the eyes of the Orthodoxy, Scarlet would rightfully take over in the case of Errant's passing.
Which means Galerius did lie. It appears the Pontifex still lives, and is dictating every move Albion's forces make.
It's possible, yes. But our only hope of learning the truth will lie in infiltrating the pontifical chambers.
Then let me do it.
Not when Zenoira's got the church dancing to their tune. It's too risky.
Maybe so. But I'm his daughter. And I won't let you stop me from seeing what's become of him.
It's true that we'd be spared a sacrilegious war were you able to convince him to stand down. Yet we must first determine if he even lives. I know how you feel, Scarlet, but such responsibility can't rest on your shoulders. If Errant truly has passed on, yours would surely be the next life they hope to claim.
So, even a proper scouting mission has failed to uncover the truth.
Indeed, it seems the Basilica's security was far too tight to breach. Though we have recovered word from a few locals who claim they've seen Errant at a distance. And yet, he's made no public appearances of late, citing grave illness as the reason.
Whether or not he truly lives, there will be no avoiding conflict with the arm of the Orthodoxy loyal to Zenoira.
If I may, Your Highness, I suggest we advance on the Basilica with all haste.
Before they can rally reinforcements from the rest of Albion, you mean? I suppose that would forestall an all-out war.
Quite so. And should we manage to bend the trunk of the Orthodoxy toward our cause, its many branches will surely follow suit.
You okay with this, Scarlet?
I've made my peace with whatever it is we have to do. So don't treat me any differently, okay? That goes for you too, Elaine.
That's easy enough to say, but this fight will surely see you cross swords with people you know. Maybe even people you love. I imagine the battle will be a painful one indeed.
What's one moment of pain in the face of a lifetime of suffering under Zenoiran rule? For the people of Albion, I'll do anything it takes.
Very well then. Our destination is set. We march for Albion's capital, and Bisphane Basilica held within.
In that case, we must first secure the bridgehead across the river in the Warnby region.
Prepare to depart at once.
But of course, Your Highness.
A moment, Scarlet. Are you sure you want to go through with this?
To be honest, I'm a bit scared.
I can only imagine.
But praying over the matter will solve nothing. I have to act if I want to see it done, and I plan to do just that.
Father Sonatio, what word of His Holiness?
My sincerest apologies, Lord Nigel. I know your journey here has been a long one. But His Holiness has sequestered himself in the oratory, and sternly refuses all who seek an audience.
Such has been the case for months on end. Respectfully, Father, the faithful grow more worried for his well-being with every passing day.
I too am concerned, yet we can only pray for his eventual return. Just as he unceasingly prays for the state of this tormented world.
So I shall. Very well. We may discuss the matter of an audience at a later time. Even a passing glimpse of His Holiness would set my mind at ease. And yet...
A word, Sir Nigel.
The Sacred Guard, hmm? What is it?
We've a report from a congregant residing in Burberry. It would seem the rebel army has amassed their forces in the region.
So the day of reckoning is finally upon us.
The Heaven's Wing Knights make ready for battle. You are to mobilize without delay, and see that the rebels are stopped before they ever cross the Valley Shallow.
Understood. Today, I shall at last ease the worries that so burden His Holiness.
Day will be ours. We march. The time is at hand. Onward.
I enter the fray.
We're under attack. Good. We march. The path is set.
Do try to impress me. I'll not let pride cloud my judgment.
I mustn't grow
What
complacent.
folly. I'll follow any command.
Ride any distance.
A new dawn for Drakkenhold.
I'll never run from a fight.
My wyvern and I soar as one.
I made a bridge too far. Even for me, it appears I've overstepped my...
I'm prepared for anything. How can I assist?
In service of the rule, what would you ask? Very well.
The time is at hand.
I shall hold nothing back.
Almost isn't fair,
Wisdom
you know?
nothing in my shows in my grave yet.
You face me.
It shouldn't come as a surprise.
A fine bout. We march. Onward.
I'll never run from a fight. And yet... it appears I was...
A good time for some research. Like I'd lose to you.
The time is at hand. For the liberation. set. Come then. Well fought. Take cover! We're under attack. Your villainy ends here. A fine bout.
I have my doubts.
You face me. Well fought. We march. To me. Come then. A fine bout. The time is at hand. The path is set.
Watch this. Time to earn my... I'll do what I can.
Joining the battle. I'm ready to fight. This should help the cause.
I won't stop
Perhaps
now.
all the results
That's
still
enough of
want to
that.
celebrate. You'd better run. Nothing's stopping me now. I move forward.
every day.
Take cover! Your villainy ends here. Come then. Well fought. You face me. A fine bout.
So, you're the one commanding these rebels. Come forth and claim my head, if you dare. I assure you, it won't be an easy task.
That's enough, Nigel. Lay down your arms.
You know him, Scarlet?
What did you call her?
This is the man who delivered me to Palavia as a child. Him and a trusted few servants, that is.
Then it's truly you. But what are you doing consorting with insurgents?
Do you remember the words my father left me with all those years ago?
I relayed the message myself, yes. It was regarding your sacred mission, to serve as guide and guardian for the Savior who would one day greet Palavia's shores.
Savior? What is he talking about?
Wait. You mean to say the man before me?
Is the same one that my father foresaw. Yes. But it's not out of duty to my lineage that I fight for the liberation. I've joined his cause of my own free will, and I'll do anything in my power to help him see it through.
Then you would see our Savior turn his blade on the very orthodoxy you claim to represent.
I have no quarrel with the Church or its teachings. Yet despite their claims of neutrality, 'tis devout feet filling Zenoiran boots.
Indeed. As ordained by the divine words of His Holiness Pontifex Arant.
Galerius told us the Pontifex is dead.
Blasphemy! I'll not suffer this impious slander.
Then answer me this instead. Why is the Church's army after Scarlet?
They're... what?
Surely one of the Orthodoxy's own knights should know what holy orders are being pursued. Or what machinations are underway inside the Basilica's walls. Another moment here and you'll be surrounded by your alleged allies. Go. Learn the truth for yourself.
I'll brook no further impediments, Father. I must see His Holiness at once. And I refuse to leave these halls until I'm granted the audience I seek.
If you've come to inform him of your defeat, worry not. I have already made it known. His Holiness is most disappointed in you.
Then allow me to prostrate myself before him and plead for forgiveness.
You forget your station, Sir Nigel. The failure you've brought our sacred name earns you discipline, not clemency.
Then answer me this at least. Is it true that our knights are in pursuit of his daughter?
A libelous rumor, and little more. As you well know, Lady Scarlet was granted hermitage as a young girl, in service of her divine calling. Seeking her out is strictly forbidden, as is even speaking her name.
It was, perhaps.
Halt, Sir Nigel. None may intrude upon the pontifical chambers.
If you've a matter for church hierarchy, you may see it brought before Father Senatio.
A word first. As the guards at his very door, you must surely have beheld His Holiness of late. How is he?
Well,
As I expected. A wicked aura lingers in the air. And on this day, I shall discover why. What foul stench! 'Tis the putrid scent of death himself!
A visitor, huh? I see my guards have proven even more worthless than I anticipated.
Away from His Holiness, devil! No. Such sacrilege defies the natural order of our very world. Baltro, sorcerer of Zenoira. It was you who murdered him.
Oh, believe what you wish. Though, if the Pontifex were pronounced dead, the man who beset his chambers in a fit of rage would surely be the first and only suspect.
I've heard rumors about you. A foul necromancer who treats corpses as though they were mere playthings. Just as you've done to His Holiness.
And how will you explain that, hmm? Your dear leader, as cold and lifeless as the very statues you pious fools see fit to worship. You'll be hanged as a heretic for even suggesting it.
Any soul with reason will see you as the true heretic here.
How unfortunate it is to find you here, despite all my warnings to the contrary.
Father Senatio, you knew of this?
There is nothing to know. His Holiness yet lives, and any claims to the contrary are surely the result of a lamentable bout of madness. The humiliation of defeat is harsh indeed, Sir Nigel. Perhaps harsh enough to drive a vile heretic to murder.
Our scouts have confirmed my trepidation. Reclaiming the Basilica will be a challenge unlike any we've faced yet.
Indeed. 'Tis between a mountain rise too treacherous for even our most skilled aerial knights, or a narrow road quite easily ambushed.
Truly a natural fortress, in every sense of the phrase.
Your Majesty.
What is it, Chloe? It's not like you to be so panicked.
Well, it's just... a Knight of the Orthodoxy has shown up at our camp, sir. Alone.
I had a feeling it would be you, Nigel.
The state of our orthodoxy was just as you said. Zenoira has fashioned us into mere pawns in their fiendish chess game.
And Pontifex Errant?
'Twas all artifice. His Holiness has long since passed, yet now stands animated in death by the most abhorrent of necromancers.
No!
I'm so sorry, Scarlet.
Then Baltro has sunk his talons into the sacred flesh of the Church itself.
What do you intend to do now?
Make Zenoira suffer for their foul defilement of our most holy patriarch.
Could you not have made public with the truth first? The clergy would surely take notice to such godlessness. Yet here you stand, a solitary knight.
I come to you an escaped heretic, so marked for the crime of claiming the Pontifex deceased. It would seem Father Senatio and the church hierarchy beneath him all sing from Zenoira's hymnal.
I know that name. But I'm not sure a pious angel like him could be capable of such a thing.
Sir Nigel, does your presence here mean you seek to join our cause?
Do not mistake my aims. His Holiness has ventured forth into the great beyond, and Lady Scarlet is the rightful successor to his radiant office. My only wish is to see her granted that role in earnest, and the Orthodoxy restored to its proper standing.
Then we're in alignment. We would welcome your presence among our ranks, even if only until we reach the Basilica.
Your Holiness, how long has it been since you returned to us in this dreadful state? Months have come and months have gone, yet worry still plagues my soul. Utter fear that the faithful might learn of your passing.
Hardly a surprise. Lacking an heir to inherit the pontifical robes, your orthodoxy stands on the precipice of extinction.
How proceeds the search for Lady Scarlet?
I have my legion scouring Fevrith for her as we speak. We will find her, whether that be alive or dead.
I pray it is the former. All of these tribulations shall be redeemed with the birth of a new pontifex. Yet my heart will ever be stained by the illusion I've cast over our people, and the wretched necromancy I employ in so doing. All the same, should the truth of this subterfuge be made known, it would spell the end of our orthodoxy as we recognize it.
Then all we need do is extinguish any man unfortunate enough to learn of the matter.
Vile demon.
Oh, come now. Is it not your sacred task to preserve the legacy of this faith you so revere?
It is. And I shall see it through, even if I must suffer eternal damnation as a result.
Speaking of damnation, the man you recently branded a heretic has made some fascinating friends. He and the rebel army march for your gates at this very moment.
Then Nigel has succumbed to his madness.
A pity. It seems the only recourse will be to strike him down.